Welcome back to another fun-filled, fantastic project. Either way, today we are taking a look at building the very beginning stages of our Habit for Humanity home. At this point, you should have created a T-chart of all of your dimensions for every single room so that when you're going through and actually building your home, it's a lot easier to do so. You're not guessing the dimensions. You already have the exact length and width that they're supposed to be. According to my blueprint that I've already shared with you guys, my overall upstairs has a length of 35 feet by 32.5 feet. It is a multi-level home, so I'm just going to be focusing on the upstairs today. And according to my scale, I'm going to say that 1 millimeter, because my current work plane is set to 1 millimeter. So 1 millimeter is going to be equivalent to 1 foot. So I'm going to go ahead and bring a box over. And we're going to edit these dimensions. Instead of dragging out my box, I'm simply going to type them in. So my length is 35 and my width is 32.5. I press enter. So this is my total upstairs currently. I'm going to go ahead and hollow this out so I can start putting in rooms. Every single person is going to use their outside walls are going to be a thickness of 1 foot. That is not going to change just so that it's easiest to be creating our home. So if I want the inside of my home to be hollowed out where the walls are 1 foot in every dimension, I'm going to manipulate my box to be 1 unit less in each direction. So again, if my current length is 35 feet or 35 units, and I want this to be 33 because I am taking 1 foot off of the west wall and 1 foot off of the east wall. I then am going to change my width. My width is, if it is 32.5 feet, I'm going to take 1 foot away off of the north wall, 1 foot away off of the south wall. So 32.5 minus 2 is 30.5. Press enter. And this should fit very nicely into my home. Okay, just like that. So if I want to hollow out the inside, I'm going to go ahead and take my inside box and make that a hole. And then one last step before I group these two pieces. Before I group them, I want to make sure that I grab this piece and actually bring it up. So you can see that it is now 1 foot above the ground. If I was to not raise up the inside box, that would mean that I'm also taking out my flooring. I don't want to be doing that. So we're going to go ahead and select everything. So when you're going to group pieces together, there are two different ways you can do this. You can either hold the shift key and then click your pieces. I prefer just to click and drag. So everything's highlighted. When they are highlighted, you'll see this little blue haze around the outside. I go ahead and I can either click my group button or press Control G. So I click group, and then you can see that the upstairs has now been hollowed out. Something that's kind of nice about Tinkercad is as long as you are working on the same work plane, any shapes that you add to the inside, they will purposely move into one another. So if you have, especially for a home, if you have bedrooms that are sharing walls, you won't be losing any more space. So again, this is going to be one of my bedrooms. According to my T-chart, this bedroom is 17.5 feet by 10.5 feet. So I go ahead and edit my length. My length, like I just said, is 17.5. And my width is 10. So that is going to be my first bedroom. Right, I'm going to go ahead and make my next bedroom. Right. This bedroom is actually the exact same dimensions. So I'm going to go ahead and add those in. I'm now going to add my next bedroom. You're going to notice that I'm placing these boxes on the outermost portion of the home. Okay. This bedroom is same size. Okay. And then from there, I'm just going to start adding in the rest of my room. So in my personal preference, I think it's easier to simply put in all the rooms and then go back and hollow them out. If you want to be strategically hollowing out the rooms before you're moving on, that works as well. This is just my personal preference. All right, so I went ahead and added in the rest of my rooms, and now we're going to begin to work on actually hollowing out the insides of them. All right, so for me personally, this is where I would be actually editing the dimensions by clicking and dragging. So I have moved a box into this first bedroom. I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough space in the walls. I then grab both the pieces. Okay, so I actually went back. I went ahead and I grouped everything that I had so far, and now I'm going to go back and start hollowing out my bedrooms. So this is when I have clicked and dragged my dimensions to what they need to be. Luckily, all of my bedrooms are the same size, so I can do Control Z, Control V. I can copy that shape. Oops, not what I wanted. Come on. All right, so put that back there. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece, put it in the other bedroom. Okay. So there's a couple different ways that you can copy. You can either do Control C, Control V. If you select a shape, there's also a duplicate and repeat, and then you can just drag it over to where you need it to be. Okay, and then of course you want to make sure that you are not taking out your flooring. So I'm going to be grabbing each of these pieces and bringing them up. If I can select this one. Here we go. Okay. These should also be a hole. And now again, I can select everything and group it together. Okay, so you can see the insides of my rooms are beginning to form, as well as I'm keeping the thickness of those walls. Right. So you're just going to continue this process of making each room and hollowing it out, and that is the lesson for today.